from Coach J. I would love to see if Dutch has any memories of the lead-up and conclusion of the hair match between Austin Idol and Jerry Lawler. It was in a steel cage where if Idol lost, he was going to refund the admission of every paying fan in attendance in excess of $50,000. It was such a great angle, in my opinion, and had fans really heated. Without ruining the story, I would love to hear Dutch talk about this angle, how it came about, and was executed so flawlessly as well.
Well, I remember the match and when they had it. I wasn't there. But when I'm reading about some of the conditions of it, wait a minute, he would refund the ticket price of anything over $50,000. Wait a minute.
I think up to the value of $50,000. Look, Jerry Lawler was going to win anyway, so it didn't matter. He could promise a million.
Austin Idol had quite a reputation in Memphis. He would get some of those houses up and they would do well. And no matter what the payoff was, apparently it never was quite enough, because he would call him up. He said, you still owe me some more money. No, this is not, I can't accept this. And they'd give him more money. And sometimes they would really advertise him. And sometimes he would just get a hair up his butt and he just wouldn't come. So, and they kept booking him. I said, wait a minute, how many times does he have to burn you before you think, well, I don't need to book him anymore? But he did draw a lot of money. Him and Lawler drew a lot of money there. They really did. But again, that goes back to my old advice. They told a good story. And I think Idol was a little bit different when it went, hey, I tell you, and he was over with the people and they drew a lot of money. But anyway, I don't know how many times he was there, but every time he was there, and sometimes he would leave in the middle of an angle to really piss them off. And he would make them come up with some reason why he didn't appear. He was in a car wreck, he was in this, he was in that, or whatever. But then they would bring him back one time. And I remember one time he got his money before he went to the ring. And that's saying, if a guy wanted to try to hold me up like that, I'd just quit booking him. I'd find somebody like him or as close as I could maybe and just substitute him and he'd be a lot cheaper. One time Austin Idol was in Columbus, Georgia. And Columbus in those days in the Georgia territory, they had one promoter called Fred Ward, and he promoted Columbus and Macon and the towns right around there. So they had a battle royal, and Austin Idol, you know the story.
Yeah, I think we said it on the show, this one.
Well, I'll tell it again.
Why not?
He won the battle royal. And it was written out to Austin Idol in a check, $5,000. He spent the night in Columbus, got up the next morning, got in his car, ready to go home. But before he went home, he went to a local bank and he cashed the check for $5,000 and went back home and ended up going back to Tampa where he lived. So he cost them.
Was he just so unreliable, though? I don't understand why people would just turn up and then not fulfill their commitments. Was it just purely creative that they didn't want to take a loss at the end, or did he just get paid enough to pay his bills for a while and go home? I don't understand it with Austin Idol.
Well, $5,000 back in those days.
It was a year's wage almost, that wasn't it?
Oh, well, it wasn't a year's wage, but it would be like $20,000 today. So he would cash the check because it was legitimately written out on Farmers Trust, whatever. And it was signed by Fred Ward. And it had his name on there, even though his name wasn't Austin Idol. You know, they showed the check to the crowd. Here's the check. Of course, they had to put Austin Idol on there. He smartened people up, you know, and he went down to the bank and he cashed it. And I guess it was legit enough for him to get the $5,000, and he took off. Because the only way they could fight that is to go on TV or go down to take a warrant and tell them no, that it was staged. And they couldn't do that, so he got off with $5,000.